one. And unfortunately, it's going to be a toastier weekend as well. We're talking about triple digits, but also more extreme heat warnings have been issued or expanded across North Mississippi. Now we're pretty much talking about half of our viewing area under those extreme heat warnings. Now those were issued for today. The only downside, as you can see here, they are not going to expire until Sunday at 8 o'clock for your evening before heading into the next work week. So we're going to have to deal with this throughout the next few days, and this heat just continues to build as we're just stuck in this dry and toasty weather pattern. But we're going to let you know when some relief is on the way, if any, and who will be lucky enough to see that. So heat alerts, they expand yet again all across North Mississippi. And like I was just alluding to, relief not in store for most of us. Now that doesn't mean rain showers are completely off the table. We'll break down where we could expect maybe a sprinkle or heavy downpour or two coming up here in the next few minutes. But boys of summer, that's what our Emily Leonard will be covering up coming up here in the next few minutes. Now, for you Tupelo natives, I know you'll recognize that name very quickly, but to the rest of us, including myself, I needed a little freshener on that term, and we'll have the latest on that coming on up here. Now, let's take some live looks all across North Mississippi and see these toasty conditions in real time. 98 degrees out there in Clarksdale. You're feeling like 106. Wind not really helping you guys out, and that's kind of a bummer because we'd like to feel somewhat of a breeze out there, but still sunny and clear conditions continue all throughout our region. So at least it's beautiful outside. We're not talking about stormy conditions, but we're definitely dealing with the heat. Out here in Greenville, 99 degrees, feels like 104. Again, clear skies all the way across the horizon. We're not talking about any rainfall, which is a downside, but it is great that we're finally not talking about rain throughout the weekend hours or days here, because that seems to be a staple here in North Mississippi. And down here in Starkville, I know the students have been starting to move in both Mississippi State and Oxford's campus. And as a resident of Starkville, I have noticed the traffic continuing to get busier and busier. So everybody enjoying sunshine, whether they like it or not, as they continue to kind of move in and start that dorm process. But 97 degrees and at least feeling like 102. So even though you're in triple digits, feeling the least out of all those cameras we just showed. Taking a look at the first 12, we're enjoying, in quotation marks, these mostly clear skies throughout the rest of the evening. 97 degrees by 6 o'clock, still feeling dramatically warmer and continuing to cool off towards pretty much the upper 70s by 3 o'clock and continuing into the overnight period. We're not going to cool off much further than that. We're not really even finding any relief throughout the overnight periods. Why those extreme heat warnings have been issued and will stick around all weekend long. Now, take a look at our Mama Justice Doppler radar. We're not going to see a whole lot of green this weekend, at least definitely not throughout our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're going to continue to struggle as well. We're dealing with clear and dry skies all across North Mississippi. That's going to continue all weekend long, and just the chance for a pop-up shower or two, it's still on the table. But for those of you that do receive it, well, y'all basically y'all are considered to win the jackpot, because not many of us will see that throughout the next, let's say, 48 to 72 hours ahead. Now, take a look at our surface analysis. This is one of the reasons why we're not really seeing a good cluster of showers or thunderstorms, or at least greater confidence for that. We don't have any weather makers within our region. In fact, one of the pressure systems we're going to talk about a lot is this high pressure system down there in the Gulf. Now that will eventually funnel some more moisture into North Mississippi, but depending on which way it slides, well, that depends if we get more of these muggy and just downright miserable conditions, or if we can get some more of that continental drier air. So temperatures, they're going to continue to work their way up into triple digits, but how much more are we going to feel with that moisture in the air, and how much of that we get? That's going to be the question as we head into your Saturday and Sunday, and that's what we're going to continue breaking down for you as we get ready for hopefully most of our weekend events indoors with lots of AC. Now, take a look at Futurecast. If we wanted to see some green or some showers and storms, that continues to stay further out east for Alabama and Georgia. A few of those being on the stronger side, so thankfully not having to deal with any severe weather. But on the downside, we're not dealing with any rainfall whatsoever here in North Mississippi. That's going to continue all throughout the evening. We could maybe deal with a light shower or two. Models have been consistent on putting that just east of Highway 45 for our most northeastern portion. I mean, if you didn't see it there, very obvious. That's because they're very small, very minute, and not going to last too awfully long. Very, very isolated in nature. But here we go with that wind. We're not seeing it come directly out of the south or from the Gulf, transporting a lot of that moisture. In fact, we're kind of seeing more of that zonal wind coming out of the west, bringing in all of that drier air. That's one of the things Matt was breaking down yesterday. If we were to find the origin of this wind as of yesterday. It was kind of coming out of Houston, Texas. So it has to travel all across that land, not really over any bodies of water, which is why those temperatures continue to rise, but we're not feeling as dramatically warmer. We're dealing with some of that drier heat here in North Mississippi, which is usually something we don't have to deal with just because of how humid we are. Now, take a look at the next 24. We're starting off in the upper 70s by 6 o'clock, mostly sunny skies. Not going to last forever, as we'll enjoy yet another sunny day all throughout our region, working our way up quickly towards triple digits by 3 o'clock into the afternoon hours before cooling off slowly towards the upper 80s by 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and still enjoying clear skies. But every time I say enjoying, I might as well just say it with quotation marks. Nothing fun with this weekend outside will be, I guess, enjoyable with these temperatures. But hey, there's still going to be a lot of fun events out and about this weekend, so make sure to go out and check them out. Which, of course, that's why our Emily Leonard, coming up in the next 60 seconds, has everything you need to know for some events and just, I guess, news all across North Mississippi coming on up throughout this weekend and ahead. She has the very latest for you coming up right after this break.
Dust off your favorite shotgun and sign up for the Natchez Trace Council Clay Classic. Call 662-842-2871 or visit natcheztracecouncil.org.
Friday, August 21st, don't miss the Tupelo Super Show benefiting St. Jude, featuring the legends of Memphis Wrestling. Reserve your seat right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday to you, and thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. Water Valley's budget talks are now spilling out into public view. Posts and statements from the police department and some of the city aldermen are being shared and commented on pretty rapidly on Facebook, and they're, as you can see, both pretty long. Police Chief Jason Mangrum posted this 2-page statement. He says the department is facing a more than 35% budget cut. He says that means fewer officers, fewer working patrol vehicles, and slower response times. He adds his officers make about $15,000 to $20,000 less than nearby departments and haven't had a raise in about 4 years. After that, a few of the aldermen put out this response. 4 of the aldermen say they've tried to sit down with Mayor Tommy Reynolds, but he's refused to negotiate a budget solution. So both sides are asking residents to show up to the next meeting that's scheduled for August 18th at 6:30 at City Hall. Tupelo's summer fun continues at the American Legion World Series in North Carolina. The boys of summer, right? The Tupelo 49ers cruise past White House 10-4 in their opener Thursday night in Shelby, North Carolina. 49ers are now 25-5-1 and are back at it Saturday afternoon at 2 against Lincoln, Nebraska. You can watch that game on ESPN+, a perfect thing to do on a dreadfully hot summer day. It's been 5 years since Tupelo has been to the American Legion World Series. Good luck. Safety first. Starkville police lay out safety zones in the Cotton District as the students at our local colleges and universities get back into the groove. Local law enforcement is as well. The Starkville Police Department posting about its new safety zones on Facebook Friday. The police operate a zone and a rideshare pickup and drop off in the Cotton District on Friday and Saturday nights from 10 to 1. The reason? Safety in high traffic areas like the Cotton District, which is a very popular place for students and locals, especially on those Friday and Saturday nights. Here is a look at the map. You have your Lyft and your Uber drop-off up here, and then you can see there are 5 entry points. You have one on each side, and then the one up top and the 2 down below. That's the red area. That's going to be blocked off so people are able to walk safely. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. Have a great weekend. Reserve your St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ticket by August 28th, and you'll be eligible to win the house and the bonus prize, a 2026 Polaris Ranger, courtesy of Dream Day Foundation. Visit dreamhome.org or call to reserve your ticket today.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live at 5. Let's take a look at your evening planner. Now, I was debating putting rain chances for the, let's say, 7 to 9 o'clock hour, 10%. But even that feels like we're overdoing it. We're going to stay dry, but starting off in the mid-90s by 7 o'clock, slowly cooling off towards the low 80s by 1 o'clock, still feeling slightly warmer. Those temperatures, well, they'll get ready to skyrocket yet again tomorrow. Let's take a look at your current heat indices all across North Mississippi as we're celebrating the final work day of the work week done and getting to and from our Friday evening plans. Most of us doing at least a little better than where we were earlier today, starting to feel slightly less miserable, I guess is the way to put it, which is how toasty these conditions are. But 109 out there in Houston, 108, Tunica, 107 in Clarksville, 106 in Cleveland. No matter where you are here in North Mississippi, besides I think Lone City out there in Natala County, Kosciuszko coming at 99, we're pretty much feeling like triple digits no matter where you are here in our viewing area. Now, let's continue on here in the broadcast as we take a look at Futurecast. We're starting off with clear and dry skies, and that's pretty much going to continue throughout the rest of your evening ahead. We do see some of this cloud cover start to push in slightly, and there are those rain chances I'm talking about. Even 10% feels to be overdoing it just slightly, but if we were to see a sprinkle or a small heavy downpour, it's going to be for the most northeastern portion of our viewing area. But for you guys out there in the Delta, y'all are enjoying clear and I guess eventually clear night skies later on tonight. That cloud cover staying a little bit further out east and covering only half of our viewing area. But as we continue throughout the rest of the overnight period, this is very thin cloud cover, not really going to provide anything meaningful or important. But as that sun begins to rise, that cloud cover already starting to dissipate. Going to be a mostly sunny start to your Saturday tomorrow. Now those low temperatures, again, feeling a little bit mild and above average for sure. 76 out here in Tupelo. We should be coming in around 72 for our 30-year average. So definitely 4 ticks above that heading into your Saturday morning. Going to be a warm start today, which means those temperatures, they just have to work a little bit less to continue climbing into your afternoon hours. Now, let's take a look at Futurecast. Again, a mostly sunny and dry start to your weekend tomorrow as we're getting ready for our Saturday morning. As we get ready for our lunchtime period, that cloud cover even becoming more or less and less relevant here in North Mississippi. We're continuing to stay dry. You can still see maybe thin cloud cover, but not really going to provide any meaningful shade whatsoever as we go about the afternoon. And that's going to continue all day long. Notice, even by 3 o'clock, the peak heating afternoon hours of the day, we're not talking about those showers and thunderstorms. And that's what we talk about a lot, especially what seems to be almost every weekend here in North Mississippi. Not really the story heading into your Saturday, and thankfully that'll continue into your Sunday for the most part. We can't knock off those rain chances completely, but I will say they have to fight an uphill battle to produce anything. And again, it's for the northeastern portion of our viewing area who could see some of those showers or sprinkles, while the rest and pretty much most of North Mississippi continues to stay dry all throughout your Saturday. Now, this is something we will all deal with. High temperatures working their way up towards either the upper 90s or triple digits yet again all across our region. We're still going to feel dramatically warmer with those feels like values climbing towards 105, 110 in some places. Why those extreme heat warnings have been issued. So no matter where you are here in our viewing area, a water bottle, it is definitely important. Keep those fluids going, keep refilling it all throughout the day. And if you do have to spend time outdoors, make sure to take frequent breaks inside. This is dangerous heat and what I would consider even a little bit more dangerous than storms just because you don't see it coming and it's nonstop all throughout the day tomorrow. So definitely want to take this serious, not only for your Saturday, but heading into your Sunday as well. Now, a good reason to stay outside for a longer period of time is if you're enjoying some time out there in the pool. That is an excellent way to cool off. Low 80s by 8 o'clock, enjoying those mostly sunny skies, transitioning to pretty much completely clear as you go about the day, working your way up towards the triple digits. And of course, with those sunny skies, that UV index also going to be pretty high. So sunscreen just as important as that water bottle as you go about the start of the weekend. Now, we're taking a look at our strike model now as we go into Futurecast for your Saturday evening and heading into your Sunday. Shocker, we continue to stay dry and pretty much clear all throughout the evening hours and heading into your overnight period. We're not seeing a whole lot change. That was actually in play from 10 o'clock towards 8 a.m. on your Sunday morning. So a fantastic start to our Sunday morning church commute coming on up within the next, I guess, less than 48 hours, but we're still enjoying those dry and mostly clear skies by Sunday at around 12:30. This is around lunchtime where we can start to see some of that cloud cover pop on up, but notice how I'm pointing that out because there's really nothing else to talk about. We continue to stay dry, and this is one thing I also want to point out. By 3 o'clock, again, when we see that heat continue to climb, what would help fuel thunderstorms if we saw all the necessary ingredients in place, we're not seeing too much of that. And Strike is known for being a little bit sometimes too aggressive with rain chances. We're only seeing one pretty much right in between Oxford and Water Valley. That's around 3 o'clock on your Sunday afternoon. So yes, we could still talk about maybe a rogue thunderstorm or heavier downpour, but most, if not all of us, will continue to dry all throughout your Saturday afternoon and even into your Sunday as well. We're already quickly returning back to drier skies by our 6 o'clock broadcast on your Sunday evening, and that will continue all the way throughout the rest of your overnight period and into the start of your early Monday morning hours as we get ready for another work week. Now, high temperatures, those continue to rise. We're talking about warmer conditions, less temperatures in the upper 90s for your Sunday. So we're talking about 102 in Tupelo, Amory, Vernon, 102 again out there in Houston and Bruce, 100 Water Valley, 103 Clarksdale, and 104 out there in Greenville. We are not looking at feels like values. This is just the actual air temperature outside. This is feels like values. 111 out there in Clarksdale, 108 Cleveland, 109 out there in Greenville, 108 again out there in Bruce, and 107 in Tupelo and Amory. So cannot stress this enough. This is dangerous heat that we're going to have to deal with throughout the next few days ahead. And this continues all the way into your next work week as well. Relief not really in the, I guess, near future as we're taking a look at triple digits all throughout the weekend ahead, getting even warmer for your Sunday. Dangerous heat, skies stay dry. Rogue shower, not out of the question, but most of us, we really can't count on it as we go about not only the next, I guess, 2 days for your weekend, but even into the next 7 days. Rain changes start to come back a little bit on your work week, but 100 on Saturday, 101 Sunday, 100 yet again on your Monday. And then hopefully by Tuesday, we start to see a little bit of drier air make its way into North Mississippi, where we are talking about temperatures working their way ever so slightly back down towards the upper 90s, and maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, talking about mid 90s next Friday. And I will say, I think it was Thursday and Friday will be the days that I want to look at very closely on those rain chances, maybe just being ever so slightly a little bit more elevated than the rest. I'm not pulling the trigger just quite yet, but if I were to distinguish a day, it would be the back half of your work week, so Thursday and Friday, and heading even into your Saturday, where we could deal with some of those spotty rain chances. So we'll continue to break down everything you need to know coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in to Mississippi Live at 5. If you haven't done so already, we'd appreciate it if you join the Mississippi Live family by downloading the app. You can do so here on the screen today with these QR codes, whether you have the iOS, Apple, or Android device. We'll make sure that app is on the App Store for both of you guys. It'll take you to different app stores depending on which phone you have, but the same app regardless. And we'll be live later on tonight at 6, 9, and 10 to continue breaking down these temperatures and unfortunately drier conditions that are in store. Can't wait to see you guys later on tonight. Again, it'll be at 6, 9, and 10, so pretty much in the next 40 minutes where we'll be back, and we'll continue to talk about these dry and toasty conditions as we get ready for a dangerous but yet a fun weekend ahead. You guys have earned it. But until then, y'all continue to enjoy y'all's much deserved Friday evening, and we'll see y'all back here later on tonight.
Growing up in a farming community, I've always been fascinated with the weather, but in 2024, my draw to be a mother became stronger.
So I took a step back from my job until Matt gave me a call. Mississippi Live allows me to be fully present at home while also getting to do my dream job as a broadcast meteorologist.
Wake up with me every weekday morning on Mississippi Live.